If you are new to the channel, then subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further notification. Okay student, welcome you all to this new lecture in advanced level where you are solving previous year IIT JEE questions on functions. So today we will be solving from question number 6b to question number 9. Okay, then let's try to solve these questions. Okay, now if you come to 6b, if fx equal to this defined from this to this, then again fx. So here domain is this one, codomain is this one. So for on 2, you check whether your codomain is equal to range or not. So for that you put the first value of domain and then you check whether it is coming or not. Okay, so if you see the first value here, it is from 0 to infinity. 0 is not included, but here 0 is included. Now when this output becomes 0, if you put x equal to 0, then only it will become 0. But 0 is not in the domain. So because 0 is not in the domain, you will not get 0. So that means your range will not be 0. If you check this one, if you check this 0, so there should be some hint in the question. You should look around the function and think. So if you just see the output of this function is given 0, it will be 0 when only x is equal to 0, but it is not in this domain. So you cannot put x equal to 0, that means you cannot find this 0 in the output. That means your range, 0 is not in the range, that means your range is not equal to codomain. The entire codomain is not becoming range, so f is not on 2. So that means it is A or C. Now to see whether it is 1, 1 or this one, you differentiate this one. So those who know differentiation, that you can do. You provide u by v formula or u into v, x into 1 by 1 plus x, whatever. First this constant, this differentiation, then this constant differentiation of this one. If you simplify, it will be this one. So if it is positive, that means it is always positive because it is whole square. If it is positive, that means f dash is positive, that means fx is always increasing. Increasing means it is 1, 1. The function is continuously increasing. So if you draw a straight line, it will cut only at one point. For one value, you will get only, for 1x, you will get only 1 y. So that's why it is 1 y. So that is your option A. Okay, in question number 7, your fx is given sin x plus cos x, gs is given this one. Thus, g of f of x is invertible for x is in the range. Okay, so for inversible, f should be this, whatever function you are inversing, this one here, that should be 1, 1 and on 2. So let us first find what is this function. So this function g of f of x is this one. What is the purpose of g? It's just square the input then minus 1. So square the input then minus 1. If you do this one, sin square cos square 1, so it is sin 2x. Okay. Now to inverse a sin 2x function, that you will learn just after this topic, inverse trigonometry function. Because sin x, it is not 1, 1. Because sin x, if you draw a curve, sin x curve, so if you draw a straight line, there are so many ways it is a portion where it is connecting at the same. If you draw a straight line, it is connecting here, so it is many to 1. So it is not possible. But we can change the domain a little bit so that it becomes 1, 1. Not for the entire thing, but you will change it in little bit different. Means you will not take the entire domain, this entire real axis. You will take some portion only and we will inverse that portion. So that's the idea. So for a function should be 1, 1, it should be strictly increasing. So when the function is increasing, you see the value of sin x, it starts increasing from here. The value is increasing and value is increasing and it's increase up to here. So from here to here it is increasing. Or it is so far, you will do it along with 0. So you can say it from here to here. The function is increasing from this position, that is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. From here to here, if you see your sin x, it is continuously increasing. So if I take only this portion as a graph, now if you draw a straight line, it will connect only at one point. So I will be defining sin x from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. We will see it in inverse. So here it is required. So that means your 2x should be between minus pi by 2 pi by 2. So 2x should be between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, the x between these two. If it is only in this position, then it becomes 1, 1. If you go little bit more, then it will not be 1, 1 because then it starts repeating. So that's why C is the option. Now if you come to 8, the function fx and gx defined by such that if it is rational, then it is 0. If it is irrational, then it is x. If it is rational, then it is x. If it is irrational, then it is 0. Then f minus gx is, they are asking whether it is 1, 1 or 2. So f minus gx is fx minus gx, which is hx. So let's write first for rational and write for irrational. So if it is rational, then what is fx? Fx is 0. What is gx? Gx is x. So it is 0 minus x, that is minus x if it is rational. If it is irrational, then it is x, that is 0. So x minus 0, so it is x. So it is either minus x or x, which is a specific function. It is also, this is also known as Dirichlet's function. Okay, now if I write this one, this graph, if I draw x and y, so if x is rational, then it is y equal to x. If x is rational, then it is y equal to this output is hx, that is y. This is hx, you can see. So this is equal to minus x. So y minus x is this line. Why I am giving dotted line? Because it is not a continuous line, because it is for all rational values. So it is not continuous. Continuous means all real numbers. So between two rational numbers, suppose 2 and 2.1, if I say, there are lots of irrational numbers, and between two irrational numbers there are infinite irrations. So these points are very close to each other, but they are not touching each other. There is a gap between these two, because any two numbers there will be irrational numbers, and between two irrational numbers there will be again rational numbers. So it is not continuously connected, but it is very close, all the points, because there are infinite numbers between two numbers. Similarly here, and if it is irrational, then this line will come. So if you draw a line now y equal to root 2, so what is this value? This is irrational. So this will cut it here, not it here. Because here, if you put y equal to root 2 irrational, then it will give you root 2. Output will be root 2. So it will cut it here, because this line is for irrational line, this line is for rational line. So only at one point it will cut. So these dots are very close, as they are infinite rational numbers between two rational, infinite irrational number between two irrational number, whatever, both ways. So range, you can see range is here minus infinity to infinity. The entire y line you will get. Irrational numbers you will get from this line, rational numbers you will get from this line. So all y is covered. So obviously it is onto, because it is R to R. So codomain becomes your range. So function is onto. It is 1 1, because if you take any horizontal line, it will cut only this one. If you take a irrational line y equal to root 2, irrational value, it will cut here. If you take a y equal to 2, then it will cut where? Here, not here, because here only irrational values are there. Only irrational values are there in y equal to minus x. So that's why it is 1 1 also, onto also. That is your option A. Now if you come to this, if fx is this, gx is this, for then the set of values satisfying this is equal to this. So you have to find all these things. So first let us find this, g of x. So first g of f of x. G of what is f of x? Is x square. So g x square. What does g do? It takes sine of that one. So sine of x square. What does g do? It takes sine of the input. So it will take sine of the entire input. And what is this one? F of g of x. That is f g g f. F is, what is f? F is x square. So what is g? It will take sine x square. What is again g? Sine of sine x square. What is f? Whatever input it will take square. So square of this one, that becomes sine square. So ultimately this one, if you take f of, and this thing is nothing but this. So what is f? Whatever input it takes square. So if you take square of this one, it is sine square. Okay. So these two they are saying equal. So that means it is of, if I assume this one is theta, this one is theta, sine square theta equal to sine theta. When it is possible? It is possible either if you take sine theta common this side, sine theta minus 1 is equal to 0. Either sine theta equal to 0 or sine theta equal to 1. So either this is equal to 0 or this is equal to 1. So out of these two, easy is this one. So let's take this one. So either this is equal to 0 or this is equal to 1. Now if it is 0, then this has to be n pi, because sine 0 means the input, if you treat it as a theta, so theta should be equal to n pi, because where sine 0, this entire line, n pi line, it is 0. So it is n pi. Okay, but ultimately this is a sine function. So n is any integer. If you take n 1 2 3, this output is pi 2 pi, but this is a sine. So sine output cannot be beyond minus 1 to 1. So that means you cannot put, let me write it m, not n, so that you don't get confused with this n. This n is for x, but this m is for this theta equal to m pi. So m can only take 0, because m, if it is 1, then it is pi, which is the out of the range of sine function. It is minus 1 to 1 sine function. So that's why the m only can take 0. So it cannot be possible to have 1, that is 1 minus 1 whatever. So these values are not possible, because output of sine is. So only possibility sine equal to m equal to 0 here. So if it is 0, then this is 0. If it is 0, that means x square is equal to n pi. Again now this is your theta type delta. So because it is 0, when it is 0, when it is in n pi line, then it is 0. So it becomes n pi, so x is equal to under root n pi, where n is from 0, 1, 2, 3, you can take any value, any integer. Okay. So this is one answer, it can be. And here we left with this one, sine x square, that is equal to 1, this one, it can be equal to 1 also, I told you. It can be 0, it can be 1. So if it is 1, then you see, if you take this one theta, then what is your theta? Which sine is giving 1, pi by 2. So this line only. So this line you can write 2n pi plus pi by 2 or 2m pi plus pi by 2. Now here you cannot put m0 also, because if you put m0 then it becomes pi by 2. So sin x square becomes pi by 2, which is not possible. Sin x square, if you take 0 also, then it is pi by 2, because output of sin is minus 1 to 1 and pi by 2 is 1.57. So it is going beyond 1, either plus or minus. So you cannot put 0, plus 1, minus 1, you forget about all this, then it will keep on increasing. So here nothing is possible. So here this case is not possible. So only answer possible is this one. So that is your option A. If you like the video, then press the like button and please give your valuable comments in the comment section.